This is Caleb from Poor and Educated. It is currently 9:55 a.m. Mountain Time here near Denver, Colorado. Um, quick pod about how I'm feeling, and I'm sure how others are feeling at the moment. I know election night. I was terrified and flabbergasted. Um, I didn't fall asleep until 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning because I was just staring at my ceiling, thinking about the implications of a second Trump term. I was terrified for my LGBTQ family members and friends, my immigrant friends, my family. Half that time laying in my bed was thinking about how the hell do I move my family um, out of the states if shit gets bad. And then over the 2.5 months since election night, I kind of realized that maybe my expectations of how bad it was going to be may have been too much. Um, I tampered them and said, well, maybe sustainability issues will keep fighting on. Oh, he probably won't be as tough on immigration as I think he will be. He won't say the crazy shit that I think he will say, or if he does, there will be no backing behind it. Um, these first 2 days of his administration have told me that my initial fears were correct. We're 2 days in, and this man has already pardoned essentially everybody from the Jan 6 event. He said, hey, it's A-okay if you go ahead and assault police officers. This is coming from the party of law and order, supposedly. You can beat police officers with bats and poles as long as it's for me, as long as it's for my selfish gain. And now these people, like the QAnon shaman, are allowed to buy guns again. These people who have shown that they are violent are allowed to own guns again. People who have shown that they do not care about the rule of law are allowed to own guns again. That is absolutely terrifying. These people that were allowed to storm our capital, effectively try to overthrow our government in a peaceful transition, are allowed to hold a pistol in their hand or on their hip and walk around in our communities. All because Donald Trump thinks they were there to help him. The pardons aren't even they're not even like the end of it. He put out on his whitehouse.gov a full list of executive orders that he is rescinding. It's called initial rescissions of harmful executive orders and actions. Um, January 20th, 2025. Literally his first day in office. I did a great job on Monday, January 20th, of avoiding the news all day. And then I got one text about the Denali Mount McKinley bullshit. And then I was like, well, now I've got to go take a look. And then I see this crap. I also want to point out that this is initial rescissions, not just rescissions. It's initial. So there's going to be more coming. This is purely just a way of attacking Biden. I mean, the very first rescission executive order, uh, 13985, January 20th, 2021. That's first day of Biden, and that's about racial equity and supporting under served communities. And that's literally the first thing that's off the list. And that was the first thing Biden did. Well, let's just run through a few of, I think, the more damning ones that are being rescinded. Executive Order 13989, also January 20th, 2021, first day for Biden, um, that established ethics commitments by the executive branch. Bye bye ethical standards. Trump doesn't need those. Those are too constraining for him, too constraining for his cabinet. Those got to go. Executive Order 13993 being rescinded. Also January 20th, 2021. It's a revision of civil immigration enforcement policies and priorities. I mean, this is kind of to be expected. Let's be honest, Donald Trump just does not like immigrants in the slightest. But what's really terrifying for me for that one is when I was dropping my son off at daycare this morning, I always listen to Up First, NPR. That's just where I start my day. Um, and I hear about how he's instructing his immigration enforcement that it's okay to go into churches and schools to rip out immigrants. If they're undocumented and they're in a church, rip them out. We got to send them away. All these places, churches and schools, that are traditional safe havens, somewhere you can go to feel safe, are no longer safe. I'm sure there will be court cases and stuff fighting stuff like this, but god damn it, the implications are terrifying. There is no limit to what this man thinks he can do, and it's absolutely fucking terrifying. Let's look at another one. Extension of Executive Order 13999, January 21st, 2021, one day after. It's about protecting worker health and safety. Here comes the attack on labor issues and labor rights. Giving you a hard hat costs the company too much money. Providing adequate safety gear for you costs the company too much money. We got to pull that back. That's too much regulation. We're hampering industry too much. Oh no, if you get hit in the head or you get hurt on the job, that's your problem, not the company's problem. We don't need to be protecting workers at all. Rescission of Executive Order 14008. It's from January 27th, 2021, one week into Biden's presidency. It's about tackling the climate crisis at home and abroad. Here we go with this straight up climate denial. Probably the most egregious thing that this administration will do. They are going to be denying everything. I mean, we've already seen that he's trying to expand oil and gas drilling as far as he can and saying, fuck the wind power, fuck clean energy, fuck the earth. Because that hampers his ability and his buddies' abilities to earn money. Earn with strong quotations. So while we get to bake here on planet Earth, he and his buddies will be raking in the money because the climate crisis is inconvenient for them. Extension of Executive Order 14019, March 7th, 2021, promoting access to voting. That feels pretty blatant voter suppression to me, and that's what he wants. He wants. I have no doubt that this man would take us back to a pre women's suffrage movement U.S. if he could, and probably even further back of land ownership. If he could, he would only have the 1% vote. He might not say that out loud. He might not say it on TikTok or Truth or whatever, but that is the truth. This man believes that the wealthy should be the ones controlling everything, and that's what we're moving to. Executive Order 14027 from May 7th, 2021. Establishment of the Climate Change Support Office. Once again, we are attacking climate change and our climate crisis. Executive Order 14035 from June 25th, 2021. Diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in the federal workforce. We already knew this was coming. If you're not a straight white Christian male who owns something, you do not have a place in his administration. Same goes for Elon's Twitter. Look, he does not believe that having diverse input is credible or useful for anything. The only thing he believes to be credible and useful is anything that makes him money or gives him power or gets him out of jail. I'm not going to read any more of the executive orders. We'll provide a link so you can come and look at the absolute shit show that is this administration. My reason for making this semi-short, and now I'm realizing it's running longer than I anticipated it would. This semi-short recording was one, to tell y'all how I was feeling and how messed up all of this is. But two, and probably more importantly, is to get a message out there about resistance and coming together and helping each other at a local level. All this crap that we're seeing is national level. It affects everybody in the country, LA to New York, Key West, up to Burbank. But what affects you the most in a personal level, your city government, your county government, your state government. Get active at your local level. We're lucky here in Colorado that we have a government that, for the most part, fights for us. We can talk about some of the things that we don't think they're doing correctly. But in the end, Donald Trump does not run Colorado. We run Colorado. Our voices matter, and you can push back here and make our lives better here. This is Caleb from Poor and Educated. Keep fighting back.